Alright, so in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to convert your Oxy-acetylene cutting torch into a propane cutting torch. Now I'm going to be covering the Victor style type of torches only on this video. So as you can see here, there's two tips. They look identical. Now the acetylene right here is a one-piece all copper construction tip, and the propane is actually a two-piece tip. So you really do need the two-piece for cutting or using the torch with propane fuel. So I'm going to go ahead and install the propane cutting torch here, and it pretty much installs just like the acetylene tip would. I mean, there's no special procedures. You can kind of see there, I mean, you can't really tell the difference, which one would actually be propane or acetylene. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about the propane. When it comes to propane, you do need to use a certain type of hose and a regulator. Pretty much any propane regulator with a gauge will work. Also, the grade of hose that's needed for propane cutting is a grade T hose. Now, on these torches or the torch kits, when you buy them brand new, they usually include a grade R hose, which is only for acetylene. So grade T is a multi-fuel type of hose. You can run anything from MAP to propane, natural gas, and I think propylene. So if you're going to use propane as a main source of fuel for cutting, you would need the hose, the grade T hose, and the propane regulator. What happens with acetylene hoses and regulators is that once propane runs in there, after a period of time it ends up eating up the rubber inside, like the diaphragm and the I'm not sure if it tears up these seals. I don't think they do, but I know that it does tear up the hoses. Now if you're going to use propane as an intermittent source of fuel for cutting, like what I do use my acetylene hose and acetylene regulator for propane. Now, I can probably do that all day long, but if I were to do that in the span of over months, then I would probably tear up my hoses. Like for just intermittent use or just a couple times here and there, it won't damage those acetylene regulators. Well, propane won't, and the hoses will just do fine. So it can be done with your regular setup, because the regulator pretty much screws in propane bottle just like it does on the acetylene. Now it's not a recommended method to do that. I mean, it's recommended to actually buy all that stuff, and because I don't use propane as my main fuel source for the cutting torch, I can get away with using it. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and set this torch up, set all the hoses up, and hook up the regulators to the cylinders, and then I'll go ahead and show you guys some propane cutting. Alright, so that was the demonstration of cutting with propane or oxypropane cutting. I want to go ahead and thank you for watching and see you guys in the next one.